I was making I was winning like a rack and a half a day every day, you know, and it's like even the days I ran bad, I'd still break even or win a rack. So I was making about 600 to 750 a month, you know, but it was hard. It started to grow on me, and then I didn't know like higher limit poker. Then somebody's like, hey, you got to go down to the horseshoe, got to play 10-20 or on 20-40 with Johnny Moss. And I'm like, okay. They're like, he's really old. He's legend. He gives away, you know. So I started playing. I still remember the first time I ever played 10-20. I was fucking shaking. Like now, it's like impossible for me to play 10-20 limit. I mean, you know how small that is to me, but it was so big at the time, right? And the first time I played, I think I lost, and the next time I played, I won, and then I was playing 10-20, and then I was crushing it, right? Then I had to move to 20-40, and when you move to 20-40, I mean, I remember, you know, now it's kind of, you know, talking about limit hold'em, it's like obsolete really from where we are now, but it was still, it's kind of like probably, you know, equivalent of somebody moving up from 1-3 to 2-5 to 5-10 to no limit, and as you move up, players get tougher, you know, and then one thing I learned is when you play really high, they get worse. So you get you get the bad players at, you know, the 1-2, let's just say combined in a no limit, which was like 10-20, and then 20-40, and the 20-40 games were really tough. I mean, at first, I mean, started playing, it was like me, Todd, Ming Law, Jennifer, and Johnny Moss, and a bunch of us, and then we were playing there, and then next, you know, I was making 1,000, 1,500 a day, between 1,000, 1,500 a day, just playing 20-40 limit. I mean, I was at minimum, I was making was 500 a day, and then sometimes I'd be up all night, and I was still dealing at Sam's Town.
Where's that?
It's a casino in Las Vegas. It was the best dealing job in town back in the day. First hand I ever played against Phil Humuth, right? And I remember a hand that I played against him. I'm like, and he called me down. I'm like, what the fuck does he think I have? I'm like, this guy's supposed to be the best in the world. That's when I realized I'm better than all these people. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, and then I started playing, and I realized, fuck, I'm better than all these people. I'm like, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I knew I just dominated at the Sam's Town where I played at, and I dominated when I played at the Horseshoe, the 10-20 and 20-40. But you know, we were also playing 20-40 with you know, with Johnny Moss in his last couple of years of life, and so we kind of built the game around him, you know, and the next thing you know, I was just probably the third best limit hold'em player in the world. I was playing all the best players in the world.
What did your parents and family members think about you playing poker when you started to you were dealing? So it's not like you just went right into it. You had a little bit of a segue. You were around it, but was it a shock? Were they upset? Were like, oh, that's great? Like,
upset? They went fucking crazy, man. They're like, you're gonna give up a $50,000 a year job with full health insurance and full benefits to go play live poker? He goes, don't ever call me for a loan. Don't ever ask me for shit. You're fucking just, they're like, you're done. Okay. You better make it because you're done. You know, I'm like, don't worry, Mom, I'm going to make it. Don't worry. You know?
And how did that turn? At what point did your mom, or were they saying, okay, like, all right, this is good. We know it can work for you.
I think probably after, so we go back to 97. Probably after then. So Mark Gregory says to me, I go, how do you play Omaha 8 or better? Right. And he's like, okay. He's like, use your aggressiveness that you're really good at. Use your reading abilities. He goes, play this hand, these hands, this hand, this hand, and this hand. And he goes, don't play this unless it's this. I'm like, and he just like basically gave me a rundown. So I go, okay, I go and play the fucking satellite. I win it. So I'm like, okay. Should I play the tournament, Mark? And he's like, yeah. He goes, why not? I'm like, and then we sat down for like an hour, and he gave me a lot of like tips on how to play. And to this day, I still think me and him are the two best Omaha 8 players in the world. Maybe throw Scotty Wynn in, but he doesn't play as much anymore, so he's a little bit rusty. Miami John, also really good. But
these payouts are crazy. I'm looking back here. They paid over a third to the winner. 430 prize pool,
no
156
shit.
the first. That's insane.
No, that's what it should be. That's normalcy.
Yeah,
that's great.
But it's double second. I know, but it's like it's so foreign now. Like the min cash all the way, basically, up. But yeah, I like that. It's like
because they don't care about anybody. They just want to put money in everybody's pocket, rake everybody to death, and nobody can win. So I remember, I kind of look back there as like right before I was officially with Full Tilt, and I ended up winning like 360,000 in this game, and I was a big winner because Barry Greenstein and David, what's I don't have a brain for it. No, the French guy, David
Benjamin,
David Benjamin, Phil Ivey. We're all playing 8 and 16, but they're playing props for like twice as much as the game. Literally, prop. I got one. I see you, and none of them are paying attention to the game, and I'm just fucking running them over. And then, and I'll never forget, like when the Aviation Club got robbed, right? And I had no idea. I just hear everybody panicking, and they tell us get under the tables.
Oh, you were there?
And I was there, yeah. And so I, me, because I'm just like peeking up, like trying to see what's going on, right? And I see the guy with the gun, with and they're wearing motorcycle helmets with completely covered, the whole face covered, motorcycle helmet with they had the black face guards. You couldn't see anybody, and they're walking in. And from what I heard, now I'm not quite sure they ever told the truth. They said they only got 75,000 out of the cage. That all the other money that they were, because they were all over the news about $1 million first place for the WPT, and so he says, Bruno would always tell me they only got 75,000. That was all the fake money, and the real money was somewhere else. I don't really believe that, but whatever. Let's. If I say it is true, if it is true, they were bad robbers because we had probably $500,000 on our table. I'll never forget this. And I know it sounds stupid, but I asked for a bottle of Fiji, right? And she goes, "That'll be $5." I go, "I don't pay for water." They go, "Unless you play in that room, you have to pay $5." I go, "Fucking, what do you mean you play in that room? I play 16 hours a day with these fucking guys every day for the last 4 years. You're not going to give me a bottle of Fiji? It's not for $5." And then the guy who runs, Doug Dalton, tells me, "No, that's just the way it is." Like, it's over $5. I said, "Go fuck yourself." And then I never went into. I didn't show up to the Bellagio for 6 years after that. Over $5. It was principle.
Wow.
All because I was like not in town one weekend. These are the same people I play with every day, 16 hours a day, 8 to 7 days a week. And it's not over $5.
You couldn't sneak a little piece? They couldn't give you a couple of points, or you were just out of town, you didn't even know what was going on? Did you come back and hear about it?
I come back and I hear the whole story. I come back. I was up in Reno. Yeah, I hear the whole story. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, so I like to tell the story because it's like all these guys that ended up, like the Ivies and the David Oppenheimer and Doyle, all these guys, they were all playing the same limits as me. I was doing really good. The next thing you know, they're all playing like high as the sky. I can't afford it.
Wow, that's wild.
With the injury, I'll try and explain to your viewers a little bit. I have a permanent spinal cord injury. Okay. I never, people say, "How's your back?" It's really not my back. It's my spinal cord. The disc is one of the rarest injuries. I know what it was caused by, who caused it. And it took me like literally between 6 and 8 months every day trying to figure out how I could have got this injury. And then I finally figured it all out. And I put all the pieces together. And once you put all the pieces together, everything falls into place of, oh, now I remember why I was in pain here. Now this happened here. And I started figuring out. But the doctors always told me that, when I fly, especially long distances, I'm going to be in pain because of the fact that the pressure, when they pressurize the cabin and depressurize it, okay? So what's going is it's that pressure is going on right in my spinal cord. And when it pressures and depressurized, it causes the injury to inflame, which then pushes the swelling onto a nerve, which shoots this horrifying pain down my leg into my foot. That's why you see me at the World Series in a scooter every year, because if I walk perfect, but I just can't walk more than 50 yards. It's kind of like if the doctor explained it to me. Let's just say you have a bruise on your arm, and you just keep hitting that bruise. After about 30 times hitting that bruise, what's going to happen? It's gonna get black and blue and more sore. And he's like, well, that's the same thing with your spinal cord. When you're walking more than 50 yards, it's like every time you're walking, it's kind of like hitting it when you're walking. And then if you walk too far, pain goes down your leg and my foot.